In my hand is a little box, and inside this box is the world's smallest manga. And not only am I going to show you the world's smallest manga, we're going to attempt to read the world's smallest manga, which means there is going to be tons of eye strain and squinting. Oh, the amounts of squinting there, it's unbearable. But first, let's talk about manga and its sizes, ranging from the ginormously huge unreadable, which I will show you, down to the teeny tiniest little manga in that box that can fit on the end of your finger. So coming in at the top, so maybe some of you have seen this manga. It is the world's biggest manga ever made, and that is none other than the One Piece, in quotations, all-in-one manga, which we know is not all-in-one since it's ongoing. But look at this thing. It is gigantic. Now, I believe this manga is about $2,000 US, and this is not readable. You cannot really read this. I don't know how you would read this at all. I mean, just look at this thing. It is ridiculous. It's basically just an art piece, and in my opinion, not the greatest art piece for $2,000. I can get a lot better stuff to display for $2,000. So, my opinion, don't buy that. It's jank. Now, some manga are wider than others, and some are thinner than others. Some are taller, shorter, or even tiny baby. But when you start having a giant collection, or you go to a bunch of big bookstores or stuff like that, you start seeing general size ranges that mangas stay in. From the shortest one to the tallest one here is about 3 inches, give or take. Now, when it comes to width, the thickness is all over the place. We got Japanese volumes here that are close to like 1/4 of an inch, and then you got a little bigger one. You got bigger ones here, 1/2 an inch around there. This is a J Novel Club one. Then you got these 3-in-1 fatties. Even thicker, you got these Drifting Classroom ones. There is fewer this thickness than there is this thickness. Obviously, they are close but not the same. And obviously, when it comes to quality, when you're getting this thick, you want the taller volume if possible. A lot of times you just get what you get, but the more binding makes it stronger. It is better for business. And we all know the deluxe editions. They are thick, they have heavier paper, they're taller, which is good. And then things like the Poe Clan, which are similar to the deluxes, but about 1 inch smaller, which does make it a little more enjoyable. Now, when we're talking about fatties, you got another bad one out there that I do not like. It's not a fun read, and that is the Death Note all-in-one edition. You've seen it around, and the reviews are not great at best for this. Now, the reason being is it's so thick. It's not easy to read, not easy to hold. The spine cracks, the spine breaks, obviously. It's hard to get the full page split, so you miss things in the cracks when you're reading it. And also, the pages are thin. So I recommend, if you want Death Note, buy the singles, buy the box set, or buy the black editions. Don't buy that one. It stinks. Now, there's plenty of other manga with all different shapes and sizes, and then outside of my language, which is English, there are some fatter manga and some bigger manga that I didn't go over. Enough talk. Let's look at the world's smallest manga, and let's try to read it, guys. Let's try to read it. Okay, tiny manga incoming. Holy smokes, this is a ring box here. If the manga was this big, you'd be like, dang, that is a small manga. Let's take a peek at it, and then let's try to read it. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Gotta get 2 hands on this. Holy crap. Now, as you see here in my, I want to say hand, but it's barely in my hand, 2 fingers on that, and I know it's hard to see. We're gonna zoom in. I know what the manga is. It is Sailor Moon volume 1. So let's try to read this. You know what, let's just open it up to the middle. I want to say words, but that would be a lie. Okay, let's turn to the next page. Okay, I see pictures, and I don't know. Okay, we're gonna turn to the next page here. What is that? Okay, so that is not gonna work. We're gonna have to zoom in. Tell you what, my sloth hands feel gigantic holding this. But first, let's do a size comparison. To the left is an English print, to the right is an Italian print. I'm just kidding. This is obviously fan made on the right, and this is the normal volume here. So as you see here, it is about, what would you say, about half the size, maybe a little bigger, obviously not. Okay, but here we go. Got it zoomed in some. Let's see. It says contents. Oh, look at that. Look at that little Sailor Moon. How can we read this? Can anyone read this? I can't actually tell if there's words on this or it's just like scribbles. Okay, so here's a page here. Now, it's hard to tell on camera, but I did take it off camera, and these are real words. They are not scribbles. You are able to actually read these. I might need a magnifying glass or something to read these. It is ridiculous. And you can see Luna there, a cat, some artwork. Not many pages in this book, and there's a good reason why. It's hard to fit them in this book. Would any of you buy your manga series in these tiny little versions for like traveling, or I don't know, to keep in like a pill bottle or something? This is dangerous. A baby could choke on this. Do not eat manga. You don't have to worry too much about this, but this, I mean, holy smokes. If you got a pet guinea pig, it would eat your manga. It would swallow your manga like a pill. I think what I'm gonna do moving forward is sell my collection and just move down to these tiny mangas, because I'm gonna be able to fit a crap more on my shelves.